Aberystwyth. On this storm-filled Sunday, the swollen Rheidol seeps under Trevechan Bridge and across the harbour mud, colliding with the Ystwyth before plunging into the froth of Cardigan Bay, while the Welsh rain lashes like a ringmaster's whip. Carefully, the lifeboat tractor performs practice manoeuvres on pebble-strewn beaches. This is no weather for launching boats. On a rock above, Edward's ruined castle stares grimly seawards, side by side with a defiant Art Deco war memorial. Rusting handrails flinch along the promenade, beaten rhythmically by the assaulting tide, assaulted by the wind. This is Aberystwyth. There is no place quite like it. Head down, a solitary jogger disappears into the spray. Curious drivers pull over, allowing the tractor to return to its station. A furious dog chases driftwood thrown cruelly onto the sand, and above all the tumult, voices summon the spellbound to barroom and dinner table. As you travel from Aberystwyth to Llangerig or the other way, you pass Elvis Rock. This is called Elvis Rock. They say that originally it was Ellis, not Elvis, painted in large white letters on a roadside block of stone up in the Plynlimmon Hills. Ellis was a candidate in a local election that is now long forgotten. But some wag thought it was funny to change the name to Elvis. Then it became a landmark, both to greet and bid farewell, standing out against green fields lit up at night by headlights. Elvis Rock, steadfast and true. Through sunshine, wind and rainfall, in swirling blizzard and mist, Elvis Rock remains solid, a symbol of true greatness and of politics eclipsed. So I now get my bitter poem out of the way. A lot of us in Aberystwyth have been trying for years now to save St Winifred's Catholic Church, Victorian Church in Queen's Road, from property developers. And we've had tremendous support from people locally and not local, and from conservation bodies. But sadly not from Wales's own conservation body, CADU. CADU, in translation of CADU into English, is conservation. This is called CADU. You send me a magazine of ancient places in Wales, with many coloured pictures highlighting their importance. You ask for my subscription and promise to inform me of important happenings to preserve our heritage. But you will not list our church, built in 1874, because it is not old enough, and not as interesting as our family's chip shop you listed in the 80s without ever going inside. You want my contribution, and promise you'll send me an edition all in Welsh, designed to keep me happy. But you will not list our church on cultural grounds alone, because the stones aren't pretty. I see you in Rhug Chapel, in Harlech and Caernarfon, but not in Aberystwyth, where you spurn St Winifred's, the cradle of our language, of Father John Fitzgerald and J. Saunders Lewis. You send me a plastic card. You say you will give me entry to the oppressors' castles from Conwy to Caerphilly. Such great family days out, with all kinds of attractions. But you will not list our church, our little church in Wales. I was talking to Ken before, and conversation turned to Lloyd George, and I promised I'd read a poem about Lloyd George, who we're both very interested in. A man of many secrets, giant. Some say you were a giant of 20th century politics, a statesman and a hero. From Llanystumdwy to London and back again to Criccieth, they called you the Welsh Wizard. Even when Prime Minister, you would visit the Eisteddfod, posing for photographs with the gorsedd of bards, of which you were a member. You steered Britain to victory in World War I. Not bad for a country solicitor from the back of beyond. Da iawn fy was, ffyddlon. Well done, my faithful servant. Yet others remain unconvinced of the value of your achievements. The sale of honours and the embarrassing affairs, your whole controversial personal life. A gather the goat, they whispered wickedly. For them, you cast a long shadow on the pages of history. All the top hats, deer stalkers and long white hair couldn't hide the stain of your misbehaviour. O Gymro Cywiladys, O shameful Welshman, to bring such disgrace on a small nation.
Yeah, just one more.
Just one more. This is called Playing a Solo Howard. I was in school with a lad called Howard Maldwin Evans. He was a year younger than me. We were both mad on guitar playing, and sadly he died young. I found myself one day sitting on the castle in Aberystwyth on a bench. There was a little brass plaque on it in his memory. And I wrote, this is called Play a Solo Howard. We both had the same guitar teacher. You didn't stay long. I plodded on. You never needed lessons anyway. Strumming together in school days, you were always so much better. Play a solo, Howard, they shouted. As our hair grew longer, you excelled, bending the strings like Eric Clapton. Play a solo, Howard, they shouted. To me, you made it look so easy. Fingers racing up and down the neck. Play a solo, Howard, they shouted. We lost touch for years and then met by chance. You said you'd taken up tuition, so tired of always being the front man. And then cruel fate took you far too early. A story in the local paper told the sad news about your passing. And now, sitting on your memorial bench, I know you're gigging for the angels. Play a solo, Howard, they're shouting.